sleeper cell and think about the concept of a sleeper cell, and then you think about the way Americans treated that whole spiel when it came to Arabics and Indians and all of those people, um, it would be very easy for me to say that young kids were groomed from a very young age and grew up to be these sleeper cells that we have here right now. It would be very easy for me to see that, because you if you can't beat Goliath, you're gonna wait Goliath out, right? You would wait Goliath out. And what's the best way to wait Goliath out other than creating a sleeper cell of undercover agents that you start out as fucking kids and wait till they get old enough and activate their ass?
Let's talk about the real shit though. Motherfuckers need to really come together and unite. It ain't no I'm an independent person. I'm doing all of this shit by myself. This shit is real. This shit is happening. And if you think that everything gonna be all good because you want it to be all good, that is an illusion.
Facts.
Because you gotta just open your eyes to what's happening in the world and do your due diligence and start to see that it's starting to happen come over here. And it's been happening. People been talking about it, but it's almost like we oblivious to it. And now that we reaching whenever the inauguration is, we about to see a crescendo in crazy situations. So I personally ain't doing shit until after the inauguration.
Facts. That's what, 17 days?
I don't know what day
Yeah,
that
January
is.
20th, 17 days.
Yeah, 17 days.
Mm. It was something like you said sleeper cell serpent. It
Mm-hmm.
was something like that on X-Men 97 where it was like basically like cyborgs, but it was like a technology virus that they infected people with it, and they could turn them into like android zombies, and they use it to fight the X-Men, of course. But like when you think about like stuff like Neuralink, and you think
Mm-hmm.
and it's other weird experiments going on. Don't just think like Elon the only mad scientist. He's the popcorn mad scientist. It's
Mhm.
somebody more smarter than Elon with more money than Elon and more
Yeah,
cynical
you
than
would
Elon.
never know. You would walk past
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
person every day and never know.
these are facts.
But it makes me think of also like that and I don't want to take it to this because I think idol worship is more than this, but like the merging with machine, to the point where like the government can really control your mind. It's not that far fetched.
Mm-mm.
Let's
It's really
let's try
not,
to.
but
Like a satellite can control a bunch of people in one spot. You get what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
mm,
Yeah.
Let's tie those things together though, right? So we know that in order to reprogram a person, you need repetition, right? Now, if you're
Yes.
continuously looking at something or continuously being told something, eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to be either interested or you're going to believe it, right? So we take that further. Now we push it to the point of your attention on social media is what garners the algorithm to move in the way that it ends up moving. So now, if we add in social media to this repetition thing that we're trying to reprogram you with, and you're on your algorithm all day, every day, right? But it'll only take 21 days for you to be reprogrammed into a particular format, a particular concept of understanding or belief. Once you get to that point where you are reprogrammed into the next narrative, whatever narrative it is that they're generating, that they're trying to get people to follow, now you're not even thinking for yourself. You're on their wavelength. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mhm.
the understanding is flawed because we don't realize that the more we pay attention to certain things, the less control we have. And that's the reality. The more we pay attention to certain things, the less control we have.
Break that down.
So I know that I can get up and I can use my phone every day and I can just scroll on my phone all day, every day. But if I use my phone and if I only use my phone just to scroll on it and just to find, whatever it is that I want to find, eventually it's going to come to a point where I'm not scrolling because I want to scroll. I'm scrolling because I'm used to scrolling. Once I get used to the scrolling, I've lost my control of it because now that's all essentially I want to do is scroll.
Mhm.
So again, the more attention that's put onto something, the more that you pay attention to it, the less control you have of it because it's not you necessarily that wants to pay attention to it. It's just
Oh,
you being used to paying attention to it.
that's to me, Serbian. I feel like you just described how spirits work through people. Like
Mhm.
once you find out something that's something in your causal body that you not putting attention to, you can be manipulated through that modality.
Absolutely.
But that just seems like any type of rabbit hole that a person can be on online, and whatever person that they follow in, that to me is idol worship. But then it's also idol worship. Get it? Like when you worship an idol, it makes you idol.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
1,000%. Because the time and the space that you are going to need to worship said idol, you're going to need to be idle doing it. You're going to have to be idle doing it. And when we say idle, we mean sitting in neutral. You just
Mhm.
sitting there. You just good.
Roaming. Like how they say this, you know how you have a cell phone and like the phone is roaming, you can't
Mm-hmm,
use
mm-hmm.
it. It's not
Data
like that.
data charges still apply type shit.
Yeah.
So like, what have what have like this? What do y'all think about 2025 as a concept?
What I think about it,
Mhm. Like, what
the
is this
honest
year
truth,
about?
I think I gotta stay cool because I don't know what the world might do.
Mhm.
But I think it's gonna be a one that we won't forget.
Mhm.
I really think so. It's gonna be something that's gonna change our lives, like event wise.
Yeah, being on some adjustment energy for sure.
Well, I feel like 2025 is that year where everything that you think isn't possible is going to happen, and everything that you haven't prepared for is going to happen. And it's one of those things where um, if people like the gentleman on this panel don't keep their scruples for the people that's around them, then you're gonna see a lot of people crash out and not be able to deal with things that they're seeing and that's coming up because they've never been made aware that they needed to be they needed to be prepared for anything like this before. Like we've always seen things like war on TV. We've never really seen war in our backyard, right? And it's almost like TV and movies and TV shows has gotten us ready for this shit for so long, but we didn't view it that way. We viewed it as entertainment. We viewed it as shit to just pass the time. We viewed it as just something to fucking do. But now we're at that point where this shit that we seen in movies is actually happening in real life, and people are gonna have to make some sort of recompense to understand that yeah, your life is not just about what it is that you feel like dealing with. Like that's not what life is. And I feel like a lot of people up until this point, especially heavy in 2024, got to some weird area where they felt like because they weren't immediately having to deal with certain things, that meant that they didn't have to deal with, nor do they have to deal with, and that made them exempt from whatever it is that's going on. And if anything, 2024 was the reality that we are all in the same fucking situation, whether people want to acknowledge that or not. Because if
Yeah,
they drop something right now, God forbid, right? They drop something right now, God forbid. It's not gonna be the nigga that's sitting up in his high rise that's gonna be good. That's not gonna be
mhm.
it.
Yeah, I think that's that one thing everybody's so used to is like, shit. I mean, I'm good over here until it's not.
Yeah. It's a very interesting time we living in. It made me when I was looking at that picture of the Trump Tower and they panned out. It was like this big gold idol, right in the desert. And so I did a cross reference on what that any Bible verses about any idols made of gold. And then I did another cross reference of what does this mean in modern times, and it seemed very interesting. I'm reading from Daniel chapter 3, verse 1, real quick. King Nebuchadnezzar made an image of gold, 60 cubits high, 6
Mhm.
cubits wide, and he set it upon a plain in Dura in the province of Babylon. If you look at that Trump, if you look at the Trump Tower in Las Vegas, that's exactly what it looks like because it's 60 feet high but 6 cubits wide, meaning like it's high in the air, but not as wide as it is high, and it's made of gold. And the funny thing about the Bible verse is that he summoned the satraps, the prefects, the governors, the advisors, the treasurers, judges, magistrates, all provincial officials to come to the dedication of the image he has set up. So then I was like, well, what does this mean? And then it goes back to what y'all was saying. The golden image represents the modern celebrity and influencer economy, algorithmic worship. People spend hours scrolling, liking, and engaging with influencers who promote materialism, vanity, and passive consumption. So it's like, what is this world going to come to where real shit is happening and everybody is in their phones? Like, where does this point? I think, like, me personally, I think that this is the point where people have to really deal with technology and see how weird it has made us.
For sure.
We're gonna have
I
to
think it's
acknowledge.
going it's gonna run a lot of people into the ground too.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and it
uh,
already had.
yeah. Mm.
Do you think do you think it's going to take something super extreme in order for people to pay attention?
It has to. It has to be the craziest thing you ever experienced in your life, and it got to be real because people have not even talked about what happened in New Orleans. People have not even talked about what has happened in Las Vegas. People haven't even talked about what happened in California. It's not even a conversation any longer. And if they do talk about, people are not even talking about the drones in New Jersey. It's not important to people.
So we've reached a point where current events only matter if they have celebrities involved.
Period.
I mean, if you look at all the political movements, what was being used for engagement? Celebrities.
Celebrities. If it was all about politics, they would have been talking about taxes and all things that the policy was going to inform. But yet and still they had Meg the Stallion working to get your votes. But they didn't ever talk about policy. That's the world that we live in. They didn't say we're gonna clean up the roads, build infrastructure, pay off your college degree, nothing. They said Meg the Stallion, shake your ass. What's the old girl with the bald head? That used to date Wiz Khalifa and Kanye West.
Amber
Amber
Rose.
Rose. Get
And
your
the
ass
road,
out here. Get your ass out here and say how Trump is awesome. We need the votes.
yeah, I knew it was over when they said Sexy Red was on the campaign trail. I knew it was over.
She said she was voting for Trump, and then her base is liberal, so she went back to voting for Kamala.
The crazy part is her her contribution to the campaign was for her to perform a song at a junior high school. And I was trying to figure out what song she got that could go good in a junior high school.
He's gonna block out a lot of words, bro.
Mm-mm-mm.
They gonna because you gotta think about it. There's things called Kids Bop.
Well,
It's stuff like they change up the hip hop words for the kids so they can enjoy it.
The nastiest of works.
Yeah, she performed for schools. That's her that's her base.
Really?
Yeah. Any music is for ages 14 to 22. Past that, they'll make music past that age. That's why when we think about music, we think about the people that we grew up listening to. We ain't really thinking about before or after, because it's your most impressionable phase. So if you the biggest rap star, you got the kids.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, we live in a society now where shit ain't nobody ain't nobody waiting to get married to have sex on no level,
On no
top
level.
to from top to bottom. So where you have a sexually forward society, Sexy Red is the king of the planet. It was only weird when people wasn't having sex. Now it's normal, so Sexy Red normal.
Yeah, and I mean,
right.
OnlyFans is on top, so
Oh, you want a ill stat about OnlyFans?
I got a few ill stats. Let's have it.
What you just said, Hood, made me think about like how entities work in a way. Like, since certain actions were caused, like this was born, but like it was only because due to a dualistic effect of things. Like how you said, ain't nobody waiting to get married or doing doing those things to the order. So now we have this other side where people are doing the opposite, causing things to be normalized.
Right. It's like, and people will make a decision, those bad decisions, then you did yourself a double disservice because now you made a mistake, but it don't feel like a mistake because You got government assistance. Um, you was able to go your way, get a baby daddy, or get child support, and all of these particular things that if there wasn't any child support, then when there wasn't child support, there wasn't many children being born out of wedlock because there was no support. But if you know that you can, when I was growing up, the girls in my age range, they have, they would, they would have babies to get a place to stay.
That's a fact.
Right. That
That's
that
a
was
fact.
that was the game plan.
That was the thing. Yep.
And this is my age range. And I know kids in my age range in my neighborhood, we was having sex and nobody was ever thinking about getting married in real life. So now I can only imagine that it just 10 times worse because it's normalized. We knew it was wrong. Now people have sex and they feel like there's nothing wrong with it. But this is the only fans that
Oh, that's the same one I was talking about. Go ahead. Go ahead in with it.
There's no sound.
all right, I'm about to take it off and put it back on. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
1.4
Yep.
Yep.
million
Plain
women
old.
in America do OnlyFans. 1.2 million is between 18 and 24. I decided to Google the number of OnlyFans workers. And when I tell you guys this number, I want you to remember sex work is an industry for young women. And so the majority of this number is going to come from Gen Z. I found out 1.4 million women in America do OnlyFans. 1.2 million is between 18 and 24. What percent of women, how many women in America are between 18 to 24? I find out roughly 10 million women. So just on OnlyFans alone, 10% of women in that age group are on OnlyFans. So there's only 2 million women between 18 to 25. Then I decided to think more about the consumers. Who is consuming OnlyFans? And I found out that 82 million American men subscribe to OnlyFans. Now, to think about how big that number is, how many people are in America? 165 million men are in the United States. And they're telling me that 82 million out of 162 million are subscribed to OnlyFans. Of the 82 million men subscribed to OnlyFans, 90% are married. And 87% of OnlyFans users are male, and 68% of OnlyFans users are white. So the average OnlyFans customer is a white married man.
Nasty work, son. Because that's still more than half of the men in America.
You can't make this up.
Crazy, bro.
80 million men, bro. That's kind of like, I'm just like, Trying to process it, bro. Like,
The only process, my nigga, is that this is a fucking perverted country. Like, niggas is perverted, bro.
See, we done seen so much more ass in our
ooh,
forefathers.
Like
Yeah.
I just made a clip off of one of your last videos, and in the video you say, you know how difficult it is for you to have sex 7 days a week. Now think about how difficult it is for you to have sex 7 days a week with 7 different people. Like, just thinking about it on that level, and then you tell me more than 3/4 of the country is on OnlyFans, and like more than 90% of them are married people. That shit is crazy, bro. Like, that shit is crazy, bro.
Hey man, this Babylon.
This is
so
straight up Babylon, nigga. Like, what?
every girl could get 8 subscribers. It's 8 men to every 1 girl.
That's
Mhm,
crazy,
mhm,
bro.
mhm.
8 to 1?
Yeah, because at least out of the 4 gonna know her, seen her somewhere.
Mm.
8 to 1, bro.
It's crazy. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's just how it is now. Sex is just one of those things that's no longer sacred and it have really no value other than $4.99 a month.
Damn.
It's crazy. I just think
I'm just
about like,
thinking about it. Like, I feel like they underselling themselves. Like, $4.99 a month seems kind of small, bro. Like, bro.
some of them is free.
$4.99 a month. That's like a toenail. Like, what is you doing? What is you
That's all
getting
there.
for $4.99 a month, bro? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. Like, I'm trying to get the money to line up with what you gonna get for the money. Like, $4.99. Like, what's that? Like a eye blink or something? Like, what you get for $4.99, my guy?
I mean, it's a digital product. So you charge $4.99 a month and they get access to your library. The goal is to $4.99 times 100 or 1,000 or ten
Oh, the
thousand or 100,000.
subscription. That's right, the subscription. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So if I could get 100 guys to pay $4.99, that's $500 a
Yeah,
month.
you winning.
If
You
I could get
winning.
1,000 guys to get $4.99 a month, that's $5,000 a month, 10,000, $50,000 a month residual income that you know I gotta I dress good and do what they want me
And
to
it
do, and
and
I
it
got
gets
money in the
real.
bank.
It gets real. They got one of them Johns that they said make more than Jason Tatum, and that's a lot of bread, bro. Because that nigga is
Listen,
the top,
Wow. That's
yeah,
9 figures, bro.
bro. That nigga is
yeah,
the
for
top
sure.
nigga. Like,
That's nine
like
figures.
Sophie,
he
Sophie
made
Rings,
he made like 43 last year. He made 38.
idol work
Idol worship, my nigga.
for you right there.
I mean, it's crazy for him to be making 38, but for her to make 43 is even wilder.
Hmm. It's pretty interesting because it's
Do,
like
but do you say that
that's
Jason Tatum deserves it versus her?
No, no, no. I'm just saying, like, I
it
think
don't
it's
matter. It's
ridiculous.
all dirty
I
money,
think it's
right?
ridiculous for a basketball player to make that kind of play anyway, but that's the kind of world we live in. So, you know what I mean? But
But
Say
it's
that
for
all
again.
her
dirty money.
to
Explain that.
then for her to turn around and make more than that, that's even more crazier, right? Because like I'm thinking about all the shit that he had to do to get what he got. Damn,
But it's but
compared to
I
what she
think
probably had to do to get what she got. Like,
it's
listen,
both.
it's
I
well
honestly
deserved as far as I'm concerned. If somebody gonna pay it, it's well deserved.
money's worth.
I
But
don't
I
pocket
think
watch.
it's
I don't like the
interesting.
pocket watch, yo.
I think it's interesting because it's like that's what vagina is valued as. And in the reverse, it's kind of like money is power, and it's kind of like a testament to how powerful it is, even though it's like it's kind of being devalued at the same time. You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Because sex is beyond being worth money. You get what I'm saying? Like is something that's a miracle actually. You know what I mean? Because it's the reason for what we know existence to be. Like everybody here is happy because of some type of conception. But when we see that number 43 million, it's like, damn, that's a lot of fucking money. I could do all kind of shit, you know.
Mhm.
But it's kind of like, it's more of a worship of money and devaluing of beautiful aspects of like life. You get what I'm saying? But once you put a monetary value on something, it's immediately like degraded. And I'm not
Yeah,
saying like material thing. I'm talking about things that aren't material, like things that are intangible.
it made me think about love, where okay, I love this woman, right, and she loves me, and that's a wonderful feeling. But then the financial aspects is pressure for me because I want money as a man, and she might want a man with money, right? But we love each other.
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
is the breaking point between money and love, right? Like
Um,
what is that? Is
mm,
love free?
I think
Like is
that
real
I think
love
that
free?
ooh, ooh, ooh.
I think real love is free.
Me too. Me
'Cause-
too.
because because I don't think is I don't really think is love that you get from another person. It's a lot of other things that make you say I love you, but it's not in the totality of what somebody gives you isn't love. You know what I'm saying? It might be security, it might be positivity, but the love you can't really get it from somebody. You get it
Support.
from yourself. You know what I mean? Like you are love, but you get what I'm trying to say? Like we
Hmm.
call it that. I don't think it's really that. And that's not to say it's and not to be like it's not like a negative thing. You get what I'm saying? But I think
Yeah,
it's
I
a
know 100%.
misunderstanding. Yeah, because you when you are a practicer of idolatry per se, like you are idolizing it because you love it. You get what I'm saying? But the only true love you got is yourself, is your soul. You get what I'm saying? And God.
Mhm.
That's real love, like the thing that gave you existence. You get what I'm saying? Like your
100%.
existence, you know what I mean? Your existence ain't based on OnlyFans account. You get what I'm saying? Like it has no weighing factor on. You get what I'm saying?
Because your relationship should be a situation where you able to go up and down, and figure it out, and not have to worry if you're not good enough or to this person, and it should be vice versa because this love is based upon those qualities of the soul, and we understand life to be a series of challenges
Yeah,
for most people. So
yeah.
when you enter into a relationship and say, I want a man like this, I want a woman like that, you are completely unrealistic. And the sad part about it is that a lot of people end up single for the majority of their life because they don't even understand other people in a real way or even understand themselves in a real way and generate that energy of love. So where we at now, we have a society that can't tell the difference between sex and love, money and sex. It's just all confused at this point. So you might work very hard to get money, wanting love, and people love money. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
many sports stars and entertainment stars, they end up in a situation where they like, damn, she only want me for my money, man. You know, and then
Hmm.
Pookie from down the block, he got 3 hoes that's fighting over him right now at the bar. Right? They throwing hands over Pookie's ass. And then the rich man, he getting deceived by a Jezebel.
Hmm.
Because love is free. I don't care what people say.
What your brothers
This
is
is my
talking
personal
about.
opinion.
For sure.
I think I think what y'all brothers is talking about is the difference between the brothers that have figured out how to care less and the brothers that care too much. See, everything that you're describing is it comes from a person that probably cares the proper level of caring that each situation delves and needs. But right now we have it in a place where um guys care and women don't, and everybody in between is trying to figure out why people care, why people don't care on both sides. But I think the dudes have cared too much because of logic and reason, and we've tried to reason our way to understanding her, and that is the most insane thing possible, but yet we still keep trying to do it.
Hmm. I think it's interesting. Mars is in the deacon, first deacon of Cancer, which is the love card, the Two of Cups,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it's kind of like anchoring everything too.
Mm-hmm. It's the most reasonable planet on the chart.
Hmm.
Well, especially like the most progressed. So Mars is the most progressed in your actual chart based upon if Aries is your starting point. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like when we trying to understand our ability to deal with the world, you have to deal with the concept of love. And the problem with sex and love is that they're not synonyms. They're not
Right.
synonyms, they're not related. So therefore, you have to really find this masculine, feminine energy within yourself. This is the time to start a family. But if you having sex with a condom, you can't start a family. That's Mars and Cancer. Cancer being the mother sign, Mars being the phallic energy. It's time to start a family. But you fucking bitches on a Friday night after the club.
And there are so many women that believe you don't love them unless you smash it the right way. So
Mm,
They don't love you. What you mean?
mm.
no, I'm just saying there's just so many of them that just believe like if you don't smash it a particular way that you couldn't possibly love them. So they're definitely not gonna love you, which is the weirdest part of it all.
I heard something very interesting. You know how like Chinese boys they known to have small penises, white
Hmm.
boys they known to have small penises,
Hmm.
but you ain't never heard of a Chinese girl or a white boy like I need these small ass big ass Chinese boys. I need me these small ass big ass white boys. You ain't never heard that before.
Never heard that. Never heard that. You hear it from Oz all the time.
I didn't even have to say that. I didn't even have
You
to
hear it from
say
Oz all the time.
that.
Like no, I'm known for saying the quiet part out loud. Yeah, like ours do not hesitate with letting us know how they feel about that part of us, right? Which is super weird because it's almost as if like you don't want me to point out that you're a lot less stronger than I am, right? But you want to point out the smallest part of me. Like, it's like real psychological warfare, right? That goes on with the melanated woman and men. Like, it's real crazy. But yeah, she will not hesitate to talk about uh dirty drawers, clean up after yourself and how small it is and how much you're not hitting the spot, and you know, that should be so funny, bro. Like, I'm just saying, like, that should be funny as hell, though. Like, but yeah, they don't hesitate to let you know that shit, and that shit is systematic and it's psychological for a reason, though, right? Because you be thinking you on top of every situation, and she'll say something like, "Yeah, well, you don't wash your ass when you at home. Why you wash your ass when you going? When you going? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, she hit you with something super weird, right? And then you just gotta take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta take it. And yeah, it's different. It's different, bro. It's different.
I seen this meme on Twitter, and it said POV when your hood ninja calls and tells you he's sorry and wants you to come home, but you done already moved on with the square, got married and started a new life, and she's sitting there crying. And then the why I brought it up is because somebody said, man, the CIA must be so proud of themselves. They didn't have to do much because it's like,
Yeah, yeah. Like, it wasn't no real pushback, bro. Like, if somebody was gonna ask me a while ago and be like, what would you think a fight would happen between the melanated woman and the United States government, I would think that the melanated woman would have went a lot longer, right? But it's not her fault, right? Because her nigga fell mad early, right? So she was
Man, the
like,
government see her as a lab
wasn't
rat, bro.
heavily inclined, right? So, like, she wasn't heavily inclined to ride this one out, right? Like, she was like, well, that nigga already folded. You know what I'm saying? That's the sad part about this shit. Like, you'll never hear me speak from a point of uh, anger, because there's a lot of this shit that is self-inflicted, like 1,000% self-inflicted when it comes to the melanated man. So it'll be hard for me to ever put the onus on her. Like, melanated dude did some shit back in the day too.
How would you say the attack started?
the attack started in slavery, my boy. We was on a damn plantation, not all black people, but a large percentage of black people were completely dehumanized, stripped of their rights. And then after slavery, we went into sharecropping, which forced a lot of black people to move out of the South and up into the North. And then black men got jobs in a factory, and we felt like we had a little bit control over our lives. And as soon as we got our solid footing down, they took all the factories out of the country and moved them to different parts of the country, which forced a lot of our men to figure things out. But the ones that couldn't started smoking crack. And the way that the difference between crack and cocaine is that crack has sodium bicarbonate in it, or
Mm-hmm.
baking soda, and the baking soda bonded well to the melanin, which made crack a
Mm-hmm.
highly addictive substance for Black people all across the diaspora, all across America. In every city, crack destroyed the Black community. Not only crack, but most of our grandfathers either worked in mines or factories, and that's how they was able to provide a roof over their heads. They took that away, and now we as black men today, we have to build ourselves from the ashes, right? And then we also have to go against the CIA that have poisoned our women who didn't ever give them the story on the black man's plight from grandfather, great grandfather, great great grandfather up into your son. So now the average woman wants a man to be a provider and a protector, but the average man is too broken to protect and provide for himself in a psychological way, in a spiritual way. So it started in 1492 when the Catholic Church defeated the Moors in Spain. Almost instantly, they migrated to America, and they migrated to America with papal bulls. And the papal bulls was specific to invade and enslave the original people. And from now until then, see, the papal bulls was never rescinded. They still in effect. And
Mm.
how do you know they still in effect? Because black men are the most incarcerated per capita. Is 10 times more white people in this country, but yet it's still black men are the most incarcerated,
Mm.
non-violent offenders.
Mm.
So 1 out of 3 black men is going to go to prison. Virtually every black man knows somebody who went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Related to somebody that went to prison.
Related to somebody that went to prison in your close immediate family
Mhm.
circle, and that's by design. So yeah, it starts by a lot of times black people be so in a bad position. You ever seen a person that's been like so traumatized that they start to create fantasies? They live in a fantasy world. That's the state that black people are in today. We are in a state of fantasy, a state of idol worship, and we can't see the light. We just want to make some money because we've been sold the fact that money is going to ease the pain of psychological warfare, but it only enhances the pain. It only
Mm-hmm.
separates you from your people.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could be the richest man in Babylon, but your people are still suffering, and you would never make enough money to save your people.
You'll never enjoy it. You'll
Yeah.
never enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Not
Now,
in the not in this true sense.
can you imagine how weird that would feel? Like, imagine like you got mad bread in your bank account, but you can't spend it.
Yeah, but like I said, we are in a world where we have to unite and we have to build and we have to understand that the idea that we can be individuals and successful is played out like the Jerry curl. You're only gonna be as successful as your tribe.
Put in the community, eh?
Yes, sir. Join the Discord, join the Discord, join the Discord.
Shout out
Just
to all
missing.
the people that just joined the Discord. Go ahead, follow, scan that QR code at the top.
Throw that up there.
Just to let y'all know, this will mark the first night that we went live on TikTok. Just so y'all know.
Type shit.
Yeah, check out the TikTok and also where you can find us where we do our live readings.
Yes, sir.
You had something else you
So,
wanted to talk about too, big homie, didn't you?
we was talking. Yeah, I do. I don't think we showed it yet. Y'all at y'all at y'all was talking about I really want to talk about like this Drake this Drake shit, man. This
Oh,
Drake shit
let's
is
go. What you want to talk about?
so y'all know how Drake is working with like the gambling company.
Like a sports betting company.
Like DraftKings and
Yeah,
all that other shit.
Yeah, he with DraftKings FanDuel. I think he with FanDuel.
I think he was state.
Okay.
So Stake is an offshore betting company.
It's in the Emirates.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like off of offshore. It's like it's like in this weird country where gambling is legal, and then they just like use Drake to promote it to all of his fans. But it's just like when you look at the word Stake and the word Drake, they rhyme, right? Like Drake and Stake.
Yeah.
But I was but I was also thinking about Drake being Dracula, and so
Drake.
uh,
And you
yeah,
kill it,
like
you
The,
but
I was
the constellation Draco.
Can't
but
unsee.
you
You can't unsee
right
that.
and you kill a vampire with a wooden stake.
with a stake, right?
Hmm.
But also they about like DJ Vlad, like Vlad the Impaler, but like to ill somebody, you impale them with a stake. But but Vlad Vlad had a dad. His name was Vlad Dracul, like Drake. So it's Vlad the Impaler, but then it's like Vlad Dracul, and just this whole connection between Drake and State. And I know for a fact that Drake deals with the occult. Like for a fact, he deals with the occult. And so I'm saying all of this to say, like, these people in this world that we live in with this goddamn online betting, this shit is a real life problem. Like this shit, niggas cannot win at this shit. And niggas is betting. Do y'all know anybody that been doing the online betting at all?
I don't.
I know niggas that do
Nah.
that shit every day.
I
For
know
real?
people that do it,
Nigga,
but I
hell
don't know
yeah,
people
nigga, they
that's
argue about legs all the time. They wake up out they sleep. Nigga, they'll call you like, hey, look, so listen to this. I got, I got Steph, 30. I got so and so for a triple double. All types of shit, man. Even if we miss this one, I got so and so just in case to get us this five so we get our money back.
I'm just trying to figure out like
Go to the barber shop, bro. They be talking about that shit there too.
at the
yeah,
barbershop. That's
definitely,
where I heard that. That's where I heard they was
definitely.
talking about
That's
that
the
shit.
They
crazy
be
part.
going nuts there,
Crazy.
That's
bro.
the crazy part.
They be
The
going
barber
nuts.
shop, you hear a lot of shit.
Listen, and my man's asking me like, "You gamble?" I'm like, "No." Like he just knew. Like I just feel like for men, we just prone to crash out because we just want we just stupid, man. We gonna bet on online sports. We gonna go motherfucking get an OnlyFans account and just waste our life. I just don't. Is there anything that we can do? Anything like I just feel like men in general we losing real bad right
Nah, for real, cause it's like when we have an empty void, we'll fucking find like some Madden or whatever just to feel that shit, make us feel good and play that shit infinite or whatever shit vice that we got and take that shit to the deep end.
Man, what I remember is, Hood was talking about it. He reminded me, he brought it back up. What I remember is when those jobs and everything popped off for the men, and they got their shit right. You know, a lot of them showed their ass too. No, as soon as the woman got her chance to be able to throw it back in his face, she did. And now we like at the back end of that shit. Like she done got her nan off, and now it's just like niggas is too butthurt, and the girls they all like the same guy. So like, so like,
That's the real
yeah,
right
this
there.
shit is cooked, bro. This shit is cooked. They all like the same guy, and there's mad suitable niggas out there, but they just not. They
They
not
not
all
him.
that one archetype template that they want. They not all Idris Elba, right? So,
Mars and
yeah,
Cancer.
yeah,
They
yeah.
not. They
It's
not.
big
They not Shango.
And not Shango,
because even
bro.
from the Two of Cups, the other side of it
Yeah,
is
it's
really
not going.
actions.
Eric Benet not gonna work on this one. Like
Waste of time.
yeah,
That was my generation.
Eric
Eric
Benet, no?
Benet is cooked.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, Eric Benet is the first nigga to fuck up Holly Berry. So this nigga cheated
Nah,
on Holly. This nigga cheated on Holly
nah,
Berry.
it's just funny how you said it.
This nigga cheated on
Hey,
Holly Berry and said he was addicted to sex.
no, but Serpent, it was just funny how you said it. He
Oh,
was the
my
first
bad. Yeah,
nigga
yeah. Like,
to fuck up Halle
the
Berry.
nigga was Holly Berry, bro. And the nigga fucked it up talking about he addicted to sex, bro. Like, he fucked it up. Like, that was it. That was it.
Yeah,
First one.
but yeah, he was dominated by lust.
That's the nigga that used to perform in his bare foot, right? But barefooted, right? No socks
Yeah,
on, no shoes.
you got Saturn squared Jupiter.
Dookie draws Derry.
I feel like Saturn squared Jupiter is saying that you feel like you got it right. You know, it's like how you want your life to go, but you don't see the whole picture. And just because you got a little bit of like experience with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest doesn't mean that you all the way there yet.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like people like once they get that success, they think they finished, or once they claim that reward or that prize they achieve, they think it's it, or they get this ego about themselves that cause them that that restraint or resistance that Saturn causes.
yeah, Saturn is in third decan of Aquarius, the seven of swords, and then Jupiter is in was retrograde in six of pentacles.
Mhm.
It also made me want to. It made me think of the phrase like "where your heart at." You get what I'm saying? Because like you really not gonna be successful in something if you don't got your heart in it. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of idolatry is crowding up your heart space, and you really got to do shadow work in 2025 to be honest, because it's a whirlwind of just bullshit, like a mental emotional bullshit tornado just taking the country by storm. And I think if you don't do that shadow work, it'll suck you up in it, you know, via the internet, you know, or via some shit that's been happening in the family that ain't right. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You know what I mean? People waiting for a family member transition just because they might benefit from it. You know,
Damn.
so it's important to really do the shadow work because I'm
Even when
pretty
you get
sure.
into even when you got into the idolatry, when you think about it, man, like how everybody want to be a rapper, bro. Like everybody just want to rap.
I feel like
That's idolatry.
the symptoms of idolatry is like you kind of get like stupid. You know what I mean? You kind of become slow. You know what I mean? Like you become a dimwit.
Mhm.
You know, like
Yo,
yo, it's
yo,
like you do something for so long, kind of like Serpent was saying in the beginning. Like you do it so much that you unconscious of it. So now you just a drone in a certain sense. You know what I mean? Somebody that's gonna be 80 years old with a job at McDonald's, or something like
Mhm.
that. You get what I'm saying? Like it's yeah. I think it's just something that hey, you start putting your attention on your emotional body and how you really think in this world. Because a lot of times, you know, yeah, the feds got us fucked up, but we got ourselves fucked up too.
Because we all have an opportunity to do self mastery. We all have an opportunity to do shadow work. And so, in reference to building yourself up, you can build yourself up. But in reference to taking the easy way out and just scrolling on your phone, not really doing shit, where, that's just a level. Even if you got a full time job, you still got close to 57. What? You got 2 days off. That's 48 hours. And then you got time during the day. I think it averages out to like 68 hours, even including sleeping, working. You got 60 hours to work on your shit in the space of working a full time job. How many people utilize that free time to work on their shit? How many people feel like, well, since I got a job, I can just, dick off for the rest of the amount of the time because at least that direct deposit gonna come on Friday. But
mhm.
you'll never break no barrier just living off of your paycheck.
Mhm.
That's a comfort zone for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. And I kind of feel like that's all a job is. No matter how much you're making, it's just a place to be complacent in.
Hmm.
You know, it's a place to really make it's the perfect excuse to not learn spiritual things and practice meditation and learn how to enrich your life um with respect to like your soul. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the biggest excuse I get from people.
Mhm.
I'm
But they
busy.
don't
I
word
gotta
it
work.
like that. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
to a certain degree, it's the job.
Yeah,
Well,
because there's so
No.
many artists out there.
I also feel there's a certain level of discernment that has to come into play with that by the taker of the job, right? Because you know how much that job is going to get you, so therefore you know how much money you can't really be fucking around with and fucking around with, right? But you still go ahead and spend that money anyway.
You spend it anyway
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And then you
because
think
you know
about
you're gonna get it right back.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
some devilish ass shit.
then you wait to
It
be
is AD.
started on the back end, right? So now you starting to contemplate future earnings before you even get it. Like, nah, you playing the wrong type of mind game with the bread. Like,
Meanwhile, you could be
you
saving, man.
anticipating the bread to spend it as opposed to anticipating the bread to expand it. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You
It's like,
man,
hey
you
man, when I get this check on Friday though,
Yeah, I got such and such. I'm gonna pay such and such. And I'm gonna go over here and pay such and such, and
you
yeah,
know I got to get my meal from so and so.
yeah, like what? Nah, nigga, that's defeating the purpose of this shit. I feel like having a 9 to 5 should have always have been everyone's basis, especially if you're starting out from an entrepreneurial level, right? Because you need something to pay your bills while you're not making money, right? Like,
Mhm.
so the idea that you're going to be an entrepreneur and start out and the money is just going to come flowing in from nowhere, right? And you don't even believe in magic. That's weird to me, right? So what we're talking about is um, understanding that the money is a tool, and I think the biggest miseducation that we have had with our folks, so to speak, quote unquote, is the idea and the credit that money is given. So like we end up having money that you know has so much more weight attached to it as opposed to what it's supposed to be used for.
It makes me think of what you said, Serpent, about another conversation we had. Like, is it harder for a rich person or a poor person to get into heaven?
Mm.
And it's like it's easier to be spiritual when you lack money. You know what I'm saying? But not like saying like you're
Yeah,
poor, but like you get what I'm saying.
it's
Like
convenient.
not
Yeah, it's convenient.
yeah
It's convenient.
yeah the conveniency that you get out of it. You know, it makes you you know what I mean be partial to that. You know what I mean? Like you can't have two masters. That's saying in the Bible. You know, it's either God or money.
And I think that goes perfect with this
Think
whole
about
conversation.
how many things you do every day for money, and then think of all the things that you do for God.
Yeah,
Just think, just
yeah,
think, just make a table and write on both sides.
yeah,
What do you do for God? What do
yeah.
you do for your soul, your spiritual development, and what do you do for money?
That's a conversation that most
'Cause I
people
know
will
you're
suck
spending
their
80
teeth.
hours doing something for money.
That's the conversation that most people will suck their teeth and roll their eyes at. They be like, "Nah, fuck out of
But it's actually very powerful if you want to get to a certain place in life without sacrificing anything.
here." Mm-hmm.
If you honor God, if you honor God, I'm not even gonna miss words. If you just honor God with all of your heart, God is not ever going to forsake you. I'm 40 years old. I know the time for which I was punished. It was not because I never been punished for honoring God. I'll just put it like that. I've never
Yep,
been devout in my spirituality and then I caught hell. The
yep.
only
Mm-hmm.
time I catch hell is when I'm in my ego. That's the only time I catch hell. When I
Clip
start
that
worrying.
hour and six minutes. That's a fact.
I think you could say that across the board, though.
Yeah,
If you if you're taking inventory properly, right, you probably would say you didn't get any real credit other than what you did for what you did was right. Because I don't think I had the second exactly what you just said. Like I don't think I got I anytime God was involved, like there was never any fault on the other side for it. Something good always came from it.
So, it's a game, but at the same time, it is you got to play it right, and it's a lot of things that you can study. It's a lot of things that you can understand, but it should bring you to a place of mastering your mind, mastering your emotions, and allowing you to ascend in life. If you ever into spiritual development and it's confusing you, causing you trouble, then it's not of spirit. It could be of the ego or, for lack of better words, of the devil. And when you out here getting cracked, having fun at parties,
getting
enjoying
cracked.
life, and you come back and you come off that high, now you're trying to figure things out. But if I can impart any wisdom, you don't have to do negative things. You can choose to do the positive thing in this moment and with that, whatever that looks like. So, like, if it's things that you do that hold yourself back. Sometimes you conscious of it, sometimes you unconscious of it. But if you ever get in front of the things that you doing that's holding you back, you will succeed. If you're trying to figure it out externally, it's just more confusing. You know the things that you're doing or not doing. Sometimes we're just not strong enough to make those choices. But over time, you get stronger in this game. But I just wish like the things that I see on a daily basis, I just wish people like really take a second and choose themselves over these weird ass niggas out here, man. Like I said, men are losing. So you gotta really do your due diligence. I would tell any woman, y'all just fall in love so easy over the motherfucking dick size. It just be weird out here. But like, well, what is this quality? What is this character? I don't know. But that dick was amazing. And it's like this is where we at. And we gotta know our grandmas weren't thinking like that. Like nobody was really thinking like that to bring it to this state. And whatever way that we thinking is about to ruin this whole. It's like sometimes I think like, man, this shit is already ruined. We just don't see it yet. Cause how is we
Yeah,
gonna fix it?
yeah, I've been there. I've been right there where I feel like it all gotta come crashing down before it can get built back up. That's where I'm at with it. Like it all gotta come down, bro. The whole facade gotta come down. The legitimacy of relationships has been stripped down to male versus female, masculine versus feminine, blah blah blah. Nobody trying to hear what nobody got to say. If you talk back, you insecure. If you talk back, you toxic. Blah blah blah.
It's like we're a bunch of chicken and roosters.
Yeah.
And we're in real life though.
It's stuck on the wheel of samsara. That's my word.
I had I had told a friend today. I feel like bragging is something that a Christian would say is blasphemy because I feel like in a Christian sense, like because but what would a child of God have to brag about in comparison to one of his siblings? Because God is responsible for all that there is. You get what I'm saying? And I think bragging is kind of like the fruit of idolatry. Being once you get whatever you got that you idolize, you like, yeah, nigga, but you ain't seen this
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm.
this these shoes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, nigga, Jordan played in these. I got these on right now.
I bet you
That kind
expect
of
me
thing.
to have these.
Yeah.
But we acting like but these we grown though, but we acting like this as grown people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like the term like Baal worship. And I feel like Baal is like a another aspect of Moloch. Where Moloch is taking the blood sacrifices of like children. Baal is almost taking. It's like you offering your own body in that sense. You get what I'm saying, for whatever it is that you want. Whether it's like money, sex, drugs, fame, you know what I mean? Because it's all based around like self-aggrandizement. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, but no one is grander than God.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
No man or no man is grander than the Son of Man. Than Christ.
Nothing,
You get what I'm
no
saying?
physical, nothing that you
Yeah,
can imagine is
Nothing
yeah,
that
better
you can
than God.
describe. Nothing that you
right.
can describe.
And I feel like when you brag, you kind of saying it like, look what I got without God. You get what I'm saying?
I'm better than God
Yeah,
because I got a man. I'm better than God
yeah.
because I got a wife. I'm better than God because I got a Tesla truck. Right? We use these as status symbols, and the only status symbol is your soul. That's
Mm-hmm.
the only status symbol.
hmm It made me think of Psalms 2, where it says, why do the heathen rage and imagine vain things? The kings of the earth and rulers carry on the same against the Lord and his anointed. They gather and say, let us break our bands asunder and cast their cords from us. And it's basically like, the kings of the earth, the earth is your body, and the kings of the earth are the jewels in your body, which are your glands. Those are the Jews, in the midst of earth. And when your consciousness is in your gut and your lower chakras, you know, they lost in the wilderness. But you gotta remember that all those jewels are kings, and the kings of the earth believe that they're the true God and not the most high, you know, your crown chakra or your third eye is in
Mhm.
control. So it like it goes on to say like God basically like scoffs at them and regard them in like derision and vex them in his sore displeasure. Um, but it's like when you so far into like sense consciousness and body consciousness, you almost affirm to yourself that God isn't real.
Mhm.
When you play it, you can play it to such an extreme that you are affirming to yourself that God isn't real.
Facts. And that's really what it boils down to, and the times and the efforts and the energies to like deal with this spirituality before shit hits the fan, so you can have some type of buffer between you and the world. But I promise people, just waiting for shit to happen and then responding is not wise. So whatever particular training you need, whatever type of security you need, whatever type of teamwork, Saturn is in Aquarius, Venus is in Aquarius, the sun will be entering in Aquarius very shortly. When all of these energies enter into the 11th house, you going to wish that you had some type of network, some type of support system. And even if you don't have anybody today, that don't mean you can a month from now have a network or support system. And I'm saying that as a person that I don't have the strongest support system. So I'm not saying that like, look at me, look what I got. I'm saying this is what we have to be prepared for because first of the year they hitting us with terrorist attacks, reverse 9/11 type of energy. So let's not play with this shit. Let's not let's not wish to react. Let's be proactive.
Yeah, prioritizing proactivity is gonna be key because you'll be surprised from the self work you'll do and the things you create and the people you will meet from the magnetizing of your alchemy.
I say focus on cooperation. Focus on being able to show up. Show up for something other than yourself.
I'm telling you, you when you're doing the work, people will show up and you'll be like, man, I don't got nobody do this shit with me, man. Like I'm so invested to this hobby, but I don't got no people that's trying to work with me. And then like it's people around you that are like showing you that they dedicated and they down for it. But it's like we so caught up in our emotions and trying to impress people that it's not serving the mission. A lot of people be showing you they rock with you. You just don't see it because you still trying to impress other people that you idolize.
Mm-hmm.
The prophet is without honor only at home.
Yeah, man. Let's. I would say focus on consistency in the midst of your cooperation, because the ways of a farm, you can't just be like, man, I was busy yesterday, man. I couldn't even maintain my farm. That shit will cease to exist. One day, one day I'm not maintaining your farm. So whatever your goals are going into 2025, be consistent in the manifestation of it. Watch over your garden every day. Because it's going to be you that reaping the rewards and the harvest at August and September. If you work on your thing for every day for 9 months, it will manifest. If you come to it with that
Guaranteed.
grind, guaranteed. It's a guarantee. But if you just come back and forth when you be thinking about it and forget about it for a month and pick it back up again, you ain't gonna get the motion like you want to. Every day, man. Every day. Do you breathe every day? You took a break from
No.
breathing yet?
Word. Did you,
These motherfuckers out there just trying to hold
did
their
you
breath
get a day
like
off?
I just did now.
Did you get a day off from breathing? Because you had that job your whole life. Did you get a day off yet?
You exhausted from breathing? Stop breathing, man. You got it. Take a day off. You've
And
been
that's the
breathing long
thing.
enough.
And that's
Word.
the thing, like the angel always watching. So it's like the things that you really want the reward for, you're not always guaranteed. You guaranteeing that work. So it's like when you really love that work, you'll be surprised how much fruit you're gonna gain more of. Because it's gonna come from your perspective, that you change. I'm just telling you, like it's so many ways to like grow and gain, but I, sometimes some niggas like to have their hand down waiting on big bro. They try to big bro a lot of niggas and try to wait for them to get something from us. And you won't find a team like that, bro.
Yeah, man. So, like I say, join the Discord, figure out ways to promote yourself. Don't give up on yourself in 2025. Have a plan, execute that plan,
Discord.
um, monitor your results,
Discord.
get some feedback. Don't just assume it's good because you're putting it out. Ask a person, man, what you think of this? Like, you be honest with it, and take the be ready for the criticism. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this year you can level up, but you gotta have a team and you gotta have a purpose. If you had a team and you had a purpose, you basically unstoppable. Basically unstoppable, basically guaranteed.
Oh
As long
God.
as it ain't no fucking or no fraud. That's the only thing. If y'all fucking and fraud, yeah, it's over before it even starts.
I'm telling you, you get a year life ban. we'll like no shit to be going on. But not for real, like join the Discord because it'll be nice to really have a group because we trying to create an investing group so we all can learn and get financial literate. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. See, I need it the most. And it's
Mm,
like, if we focus on that, I promise
Um,
you, man, we'll learn how to make
Big
our money
Homie,
work for us.
I was thinking about that the other day. Hood, how you feel about another book club, economy book club class?
Man, I'm here for the long haul. I'm always trying to figure shit out. So if it's an idea, let's try to execute it.
Yeah, I was
You
thinking.
gotta
Let's
bring
talk
out the
about
richest
some.
man in
What,
Babylon
what did
again.
we do last time? Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's what we did.
We gonna bring out
Yeah,
richest man in
I'm
Babylon.
off that rich dad, poor dad. That nigga
No, I'm
turned
just
up.
asking. That was the first. That was what we do. Do some.
Robert Kiyosaki's ass. Dog, we could do richest man in Babylon. We could do something in
I'm
Let's
telling
do
you,
it.
reference.
I'm telling you,
That's what I
y'all. Look,
want to
bro,
do. I
you
want
listen.
to
I'm
do.
telling you,
I
every
want
time
to
you
do
listen to
Man
that
in
book,
Babylon.
your bag gonna get right. I promise you.
I want to do the Rich Babylon joint.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. 'Cause and just create a library of financial literacy. Because it ain't gonna hurt nobody financially to go through the richest man in Babylon. It will not hurt you.
Yeah, that book only like
You
two,
finish
three,
it in a
4 hours
day.
on
Yeah.
Audible.
Yeah, you can't finish it in one day. It's super easy to read.
Yeah. So it's like I'm telling you, like, and what I mean by you gonna really increase, it's not about just listening to the book, like, okay, yeah, yeah. No, it's really about taking it serious, jotting information down, taking notes, meditating on it, working through it, applying. You know what I'm saying? Like, and learning from the story and the allegory. Until you step into that river multiple times, when you learn the current.
And then you can leverage AI. Niggas not even. It don't even got to be as hard as it used to be in 1996. It's much easier. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of tools. So it's like, don't do your research, do your Googles, like, and get to get to implementing that vision. If as long as you know it's not going to be overnight, you good.
Yeah, I'm starting Coursive tomorrow. What's
You
that?
starting about what's that?
Um, learn AI in 30 days. So it's like $20 a month, but each day is a different class on a different AI, and they giving
Okay.
basically the bare bones of all the AIs that's currently available, and they teach it to you in 30 days. So each day is like 25 minutes a day, or you can do more than one in a day. So what I'm on, do as many of those joints as I can, learn as much as I can, as fast as I can, pass it on to the family. But that's what I'm about to start doing. Fuck with that course.
Ashe, I mean, when you think about all this Aquarian energy, it's really learning how to get richer everybody with AI type shit. It's
Too
really
many
letting
people
AI.
are paying. Too many people are paying AI to do their work for them, and I want to know how that works. So,
Mhm.
I mean, there's restaurants that got an AI that bring out your food to you. Shit, serious.
Let's get it, man. So, man, what's some closing thoughts y'all want to leave the family with before we get up out of here?
Just remember that the fruits of your labor are not guaranteed, but you are guaranteed the work. I really keep that quote close to me so I can work hard and love my work. So I should.
That's it.
to whom much is given, much is required.
And to who doesn't use what is given will be taken away and given to those who will use it.
Shay, man. I don't be reading that much, so I would just say, man. I ain't as poetic as these brothers, man. But I would say, man, don't give up on your dreams, man. No matter how long it's taking you, because if you alive, God has put lungs in your breath for a reason and a purpose. So keep going. Every day I get confirmed that I'm on the right path in a very subtle, simple way. But I pay attention to the signs, and the idea for me is just to never give up and keep pushing. Get rich or die trying. And I don't mean that get rich or die trying. I mean get what you came here to get, and put all of your effort into it because this is your life. And you don't want to be the type of person when it's all said and done to say, "Man, I could have did this, I just didn't do it." You know what
Yup.
I'm saying? Put put yourself in a position to accomplish the things that you truly want to accomplish, and also, don't forget your soul. Don't forget your soul because your soul is so powerful, but it is non-physical. So it's going to take some effort to realize it and actualize it. But just because it's not physical does not mean that it's not real. So do some meditation, some calming of the mind and the body to access your soul, to commune with your soul, to level up with your soul. Because man, this energy is so real and so palpable that I just be wanting to talk. So whenever we can come together again as the initiates, I'm gonna be excited for it to just exchange and to share and to uplift and to build. Over time, y'all will see what it looks like. But you know, Rome wasn't built overnight, so this is just another brick in this temple. So Appreciate the guys for rocking out with me this
Ashe.
evening. Appreciate the listeners. Appreciate everybody who was tapped in, and see y'all all on the flip side. And